Hey guys, welcome to history class. Today we are doing section 2.2, which is on the Middle East. That starts on page 38. Now this video is going to be super short, for real, okay? Because I'm literally just going to read the themes to you. But I want to be giving you guys a chance to really dig into these countries that you're going to see, okay? So today, while they introduce the Middle East, they end in page 42 and 43, focusing on Israel and Lebanon. So I found just like 2 to 3 minute videos on both those countries. Lebanon, like the video literally has no words. It's just to show you the geography. It's called Lebanon from Above. There's one in the north, there's one in the south, so that it's a shorter video than the full length one. So you just get a view of the geography and how beautiful the country is, because really we don't know anything about Lebanon. And I wouldn't have guessed that it's as pretty as it is, but it really, really is. So I'm going to stick those videos at the end so that you guys can see it a little bit. Because look what's going to happen before I give you the themes for today. On Friday, you have written on your homework sheet a current event from what you read this week. So let me specify what that means. By the way, I'm changing it. It's not something that you're going to write. You guys write a lot all day long, and you don't get to speak as much, and you have to be continuing to work on being concise when you speak, especially in English, okay, if I'm going to be your English teacher, right? So on Friday, you need to make a 7 to 10 minute video on a current event that happened in either Israel or Lebanon. And what do I mean by current event? Something that has happened in the last 3 months. So you need to Google an article. You can go on a news website. You can just Google them, current news in Israel, current news in Lebanon, whatever you want to do. But I want you to be specific to these two countries, okay? Israel or Lebanon. But what you're going to be doing in that video is not just giving the current event. You need to give an introduction to introduce the country, okay? So you're gonna let me know in the video that you're gonna be talking about, let's say you're gonna be talking about Lebanon. You need to tell me where Lebanon is. You need to tell me what the population of Lebanon is, what part of the world is it in, what continent is it in, what type of people does it have, what religion does it have, what culture does it have, what interesting things did you learn about that country, whether or not you found it in the book or you had to do more research or you had to watch a YouTube video or whatever it is. And then go into your current event. And when you talk about that current event, you need to also talk about how does it affect the country. Does it affect the country positively? Does it affect the country negatively? Do you not know? Can you only give your opinion? Do you have other people's opinions? So you need to be very knowledgeable on the country, the region of the world, the geography of it, and the current event that you are talking about. You need to make sure that you understand the current event. It may be that you read about the current event and you also need to watch a YouTube video about the current event. Okay? Maybe it's just that you just watch a YouTube video about the event. Whatever your research is for it, just make sure that it happened within 3 months. Okay? So what are we talking about today, starting on page 38? You need to give me the importance of the Middle East, the importance of the Middle East, the common languages, the common religions, the population, and the size. Okay, all in 6 sentences about the Middle East. Okay, again, importance of the Middle East, common languages, religions, population, and size. There's a great map on page 39 given of the Middle East, the countries inside of it, the Fertile Crescent that we learned about in history a couple years ago. They're going to talk to you about it again today, where history began in the Middle East. You guys remember that. History began, we believe the Noah's Ark was there, the Garden of Eden was there. So this is where history began. Page 40, you're going to give 7 sentences describing the Fertile Crescent and the cradle of civilization. Remember that those two are synonymous. The Fertile Crescent and the cradle of civilization. That starts on page 40 and then goes over to page 42. That's why I'm giving you 7 sentences. You need to include these bold words in your sentences. And guys, these should be paragraphs, by the way. They should not just be a list of things. Okay, I'm specifying that for today. You need to give me a cohesive summary of the Fertile Crescent and Cradle of Civilization using these bold words. Okay, you need to mention Mediterranean climate, Tigris and Euphrates, the desert climate, Cradle of Civilization, Abraham, dispersion, Alexander the Great, all these things. You need to mention these things. You need to read through it first and then figure out how to say it concisely. Okay, on page 42, you need to give an 8-sentence summary on Israel using these bold terms, because this is great. Why is the date 1948 so important? What is the Dome of the Rock, which we've studied before? What is the Wailing Wall? What is the shrine of the book? Okay. What is Tel Aviv, the capital of Israel, right? But interesting, Israel has a highly educated population with 8 universities in that little tiny country, and with a literacy rate of 97%, which means 97% of their people can read and write. That's crazy. Okay, so 8 sentences there. But look on page 43. You also need to give 2 sentences on the kibbutzim. What is that? 2 sentences on page 44 of the Masada. What is that? Okay, and then look at page 44 again. 8-sentence summary on Lebanon using these bold words. You need to be talking about what are their resources and industries. What is their capital? Beirut. Okay. So, and then you need to give 2 sentences on the PLO dilemma, the Palestine Liberation Organization. What is that and what is the dilemma? Okay. And then you do, on this one, need to do the section 2 review. I did not specify it yesterday, and you didn't have to. If you didn't do it, it's okay. But today you definitely need to do this, the section 2 review. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Enjoy learning about these countries. Look at the pictures. Look at the maps. Make sure that you know where you're studying around the world so that you gain more knowledge about it. Bye.
When surveying the landscape of Israel, one cannot really point at anything extraordinary. The usual, somewhat boring features of Mediterranean topography dominate the countryside. The main part of the country rises gradually from the seashore plains to form a group of hills known as the watershed line of Israel. It is a massive group of bulky hills running from north to south, edged by the Valley of the Jordan on the east, the plains of Israel on the north, and the valleys of Arad and Beersheba on the south. Southern to the central hill are the Negev and the Sinai deserts. To the east are the Syrian desert and the Arab peninsula, and to the north the high mountains of Galilee, Hermon, and Lebanon. These are a variety of geographical forms, a bit of everything. Fertile plains and hard-to-cultivate limestone hills, arid regions in the south and southeast, and cool summits in the north. A country which is difficult to live in, but in terms of the Mediterranean basin, not too difficult. It is when one turns to the historical events, to the deeds of human beings on the geographical stage, that the uniqueness of this piece of land is exposed. The history of Western civilization points over and over to this land as the origin of some of the leading figures in their culture, as the source of some of the major masterpieces of those religions, and as the womb of some of the most important movements that shaped them. Come and join us in a journey to explore this unique combination of geography and history.